Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Breaking news out of South Fargo tonight. One person is dead after a fire broke out at a home on University Drive South. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard has been on the scene since the call came in around 12:30 this afternoon. She joins us now with the very latest. Callie.
Yeah, Andrea, as you can imagine, it's shocking news for everyone living in this South Fargo neighborhood. Now I want you to take a look behind me. This is the scene of the deadly shooting that happened around 12:30 this afternoon. Still a very active scene. Crews were called to this home on 12th Avenue South and University Drive. The fire started on the first floor, spreading to the second, and after putting out the flames, crews found a dead body inside. Investigators are still working to find out the identity of that person, and they don't know the cause of the fire at this time. University Drive was down pretty much all day to one lane. They just opened that back up, but officials are telling you to avoid the area if you can. I'm going to be sticking out here and giving you the very latest, but for now, reporting live in South Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks, Callie, for that live report. State health officials are now confirming 43 additional cases of COVID-19 across North Dakota. In Governor Burgum's news briefing today, he discussed how 2 pieces of lab equipment malfunctioned in Bismarck, resulting in 82 positive tests being thrown out and those people being asked to retest for COVID-19. Of those 82, 1 person decided not to retest, 64 who were retested came back negative, and 16 are awaiting results.
I do want to say, again, apologies to those individuals, the 82 individuals who got a positive test, who when we get done with the last 15 of these, may find out that they were all negative. So again, I know that getting a call and saying you're positive for this can be challenging and traumatic.
Governor Burgum says the equipment malfunction did not affect any COVID testing that was done over the weekend. Let's get to the numbers. The active case count in North Dakota now stands at 667. 40 North Dakotans are currently in the hospital. There were no new deaths reported today, keeping the death toll linked to the virus at 54. In Minnesota, health officials are reporting nearly 900 deaths from the virus. The exact number is 899, an increase of 18 from the day before. Another 652 positive cases were also reported, bringing that total to 21,960. However, a majority are listed as recovered. That's coming in at 15,523. If you were one of the lucky ones today, you saw sunshine, but a lot of areas couldn't get out of the clouds, couldn't get rid of them. Let's find out what's happening this evening. Here's Hutch with a look at your First Alert forecast. Hey, Hutch.
Hey, Andrea, and hello, everyone. It's a beautiful day here in the valley and points off to the west, but when we look out to the east, we have more clouds. Now, we do have some cumulus clouds drifting overhead here in Fargo on a very hazy Tuesday early evening. Here's a look at what Andrea was speaking of. That rain stapled over northern and central parts of Minnesota, and that extends down towards our southern and eastern counties. So Becker, Ottertail, Wadena, Hubbard County, weather there for you has been going on all day. Severe weather in northwest parts of northwest parts of Wisconsin. And here is a look at our area. We do have those showers, Park Rapids in toward Wadena right now. And we're watching this batch of clouds moving in on Grand Forks. Some models are suggesting a slight chance for an isolated thunder shower this evening. Temperatures are currently in the 70s, and the chance of thunder showers are small. Most of us will be very quiet tonight. With temperatures slipping down through the low 70s, the evening looks delightful with light wind here in the Fargo area, and in Grand Forks, we'll be in the 60s by bedtime tonight. I'll have details on a nice Wednesday, but some cooler weather heading our way. I'll have all the facts in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Hutch. The state's attorney is now reviewing charges after a chase led to a crash near a construction zone in Fargo. Police say they were called to an assault after midnight in the 4300 block of 10th Avenue South. And when they arrived, the driver took off. That started a brief chase, but ended for safety reasons. Later, police noticed the same car was involved in a crash at 42nd Street and Main Avenue. They flattened the driver's tires, but the driver kept going to 11th and Main, eventually crashing in a construction zone. That's the video you're seeing here. The driver was taken away in an ambulance and is now facing potential charges of fleeing in a motor vehicle and reckless endangerment. The FBI is investigating a possible civil rights violation after a black man dies while in police custody in Minneapolis. The incident occurred last night after police officials responded to reports of a forgery in progress outside a convenience store. Police arrived and found a man described as being in his 40s inside his car. He was told to get out of his car by the officers. That's when officers say the man resisted them. Videotape of the incident shows an officer kneeling on the man's neck as he begs for help, saying several times, "I cannot breathe."
We watched as a white officer pressed his knee into the neck of a black man for 5 minutes. When you hear someone calling for help, you are supposed to help.
Officials say all officers involved in the incident have now been fired. Many parents are set to gather at a North Fargo restaurant soon to watch this evening's Fargo School Board meeting in hopes graduation changes will be announced. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley joins us now from Labby's Grill and Bar with the very latest. Bailey?
Yeah, Andrea, the parking lot is pretty empty right now, but we still got about 30 minutes until anything starts up here. And I am told there's at least 30 parents who are going to be showing up here soon to watch tonight's meeting. They're going to hope that Superintendent Gandhi addresses and makes some sort of changes to the current graduation guidelines as they stand right now. Only graduates and a handful of faculty and staff will be present at this weekend's ceremonies. Last week, I told you about a group of Fargo North moms who started a petition, and so far that petition has garnished over 500 signatures. They're just hoping that they can allow at least 2 parents per graduate at this weekend's ceremonies. They say they will follow whatever guidelines it takes to be at their students, at their child's graduation. They'll wear the masks. They'll get their temperature taken at the door. They'll do whatever it takes just to be there for that special moment, to watch their child walk across the stage and get that diploma. Again, meeting doesn't start for about another 30 minutes. I'll check back in with you at 5:30. For now, reporting live at Labby's in North Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
All right, Bailey, thanks for that live report. A protest is now underway, led by healthcare workers in Bemidji over Sanford Health policies regarding housing during this COVID-19 pandemic. The Minnesota Nurses Association says it's because an RN tried making housing arrangements for workers who wanted to self-isolate, but that nurse got in trouble with management. The hospital says workers can arrange to stay at a hotel, but that's an option the Nursing Association says is unaffordable for many. The protest began at 4 this afternoon and will go until 6 at Paul Bunyan Park. Sanford Health tells Valley News Live the Bemidji Hospital has not had one patient admitted to the hospital for COVID-19. They also say they haven't laid off any employees during this pandemic and have also paid staff to cross-train in other areas. We're hearing from the former Health and Human Services Inspector General who was ousted by President Trump. Christy Grimm was demoted by the president earlier this month after she released a report that found hospitals are lacking necessary supplies like masks, gowns, and thermometers. Today, Grimm spoke about that report during a hearing before the House Oversight Committee.
These shortages resulted in some downstream effects because they had to treat patients as though they were presumptive positive, which impacted bed capacity and staff and additional access to masks and gowns and other protective equipment.
Grimm's report was released in April. President Trump has since challenged her credentials and accused her of peddling fake information. More job cuts and reduced print days are coming to the Fargo Forum newspaper. Forum Communications announced today that as of June 24th, the paper will only be printed on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Jobs will also be eliminated in the Forum's carrier force and the circulation department. Carrier delivery will be eliminated in favor of mail delivery of the printed paper, which could affect delivery times. In early April, the Forum stopped delivering a printed newspaper on Mondays and Fridays. Forum says it will continue to produce a daily version of the paper online, which can be read with a subscription. Officials blame the cutbacks on the decline of print advertising and the pandemic. We are just one day away from the historic launch of the SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft and a Falcon 9 rocket to the International Space Station. NASA astronauts Robert Behnken and Douglas Hurley will be the first Americans to launch from American soil to the International Space Station since the space shuttle was retired 9 years ago. NASA officials say they want to help expand the economy in low Earth orbit, paving the way for other customers of commercial space exploration.
And this is a unique opportunity to bring all of America together in one moment in time and say, look at how bright the future is. That's what this launch is all about. And yes, in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, we've taken extraordinary measures to keep our people safe, and we are one day away from launch.
Launch is set for 4:33 Wednesday afternoon from Kennedy's historic Launch Pad 39A. Right now, the weather is 60% favorable for a launch. Still ahead tonight, a white New York woman apologizes after a video of her calling police on a black man goes viral. What the man and woman each have to say.
This evening, showers continue for many of our Minnesota counties. These are exiting. There may be a couple of thunder showers this evening, and I'll have details on what you can expect the rest of this work week next.